Duelist Club for life.
What's going on, people of the interwebs? It's your boy Michael Watu, representing the Duelist Club, and today we are going to be doing another budget deck profile, and it's going to be pure dinos. Now, this will be the last one for a little bit, only because we want to focus on actual competitive decks. Don't get me wrong, though, this right here I think is the best budget deck in the format right now. Some people can argue that statement, but honestly, I've tried this out on Yugioh Pro without Ghost Ogres, without, you know what I'm saying, the Maxi, without, you know, DD Crows or anything that can give it a more of a strategic edge, and it was still able to pick up stupid wins. Like, if your opponent can't bring out a good enough board by turn 2 and they can't stop you on turn 2, you pretty much have the game won. I am confident in saying that because usually I end up getting good hands with this deck. It doesn't work for everybody, but it definitely works for me, so I'm going to show it off, and maybe it might work for you too. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, first card you're going to want to play is Double Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Boss card. I'm not going to go into all the cards in complete detail, but I will tell you what this card does. This card is 3,500 attack, 3,200 defense. Really strong, one of the strongest boss monsters in the game right now. One of the easiest ones to bring out. 11 stars. It has an effect where when it comes out into the field, in order for you to special summon it, you have to have 2 dino monsters in your graveyard, and you have to banish them. Pretty much. You banish 2 dino monsters in your graveyard, you bring this guy out. It has an effect where you can destroy 1 dino monster in your hand or on your field, and you can turn everything on your opponent's side face down, as in, you know, monsters in the face down defense position. This card can attack every single monster once, regardless of defense or attack, but if it's in defense, it does 1,000 piercing damage to each one that's in defense position. Really strong. You can do it during your opponent's turn. You can't attack, of course, but you can switch your opponent's monsters to defense position. And if they already kind of flipped, or if they already summoned, they can't flip them back up. So it's really strong. Alright. Most important card in the deck right now, being that the last most important card is gone. Soul-Eating Oviraptor. You're playing 3. If you don't play 3 of this card, then you don't want to win. This card has an effect where when it comes out onto the field, you can search your deck for a dinosaur type monster, add it to your hand. It has another effect where you can destroy 1 dino monster on the field and bring another dino monster from your graveyard out onto the field, and you can use that effect once per turn. That's his second effect. His first effect of searching you can only do when it's summoned. So once it's summoned, you can't do it. If it gets sent to the grave and you bring it back out, or if you bring it out from your deck or whatever, and you special summon it, it can use its effect. So one Miscellaneousaurus. It's kind of sad because it's no longer at 3, it's at 1. I don't think its effect is that strong, but when you read it, you kind of think, yeah, it is. It has a hand effect where during all of main phase 1, if you send this card from your hand to the graveyard, your opponent can't target any of your dinosaur monsters with card effects or monster effects. And it has another effect where if it's in the graveyard, you can banish this one and as many dinosaur type monsters as you want, and you look for a monster with the level equal to the amount banished. So if you banish this one and 3 more dino type monsters, you can look for level 4. And I'll show you the one you're probably going to want to look for later. Here's Giant Rex. Its whole thing is when it gets banished, it comes out into the field and it gains 200 for each dino monster that was banished alongside this one when it was banished. So say there was already like 5 up in there and you banish this one also, right? You bring this one out, you add the 5 200s, that's 1,000. It gains 1,000 attack, is at 3,000. But it's only for that turn. And also it cannot attack directly, it can only attack monsters. That's something else. I have accidentally cheated out games because I forgot that, so forgive me. Here we go, Tyranno Infinity. I don't see most decks playing this card. I don't know why. This card is really good. One thing you can do with this deck, which I think is really broken, is say you had say you had Miscellaneousaurus, right, and you banish off this one and 3 other cards that are dinos. You look for a level 4 monster, you bring out Tyranno Infinity. Tyranno Infinity's effect is this card gains 1,000 attack for each banished dinosaur monster in your banish zone. So you just banish off 4 to look for level 4. This card now has 4,000 attack. Now say you brought out Tyranno or something like that, and you already have 2 monsters in your banish zone, and then you use Miscellaneousaurus' effect, and you bring him out, he's at 6,000. Also, if you have, you know, your 4 up in there and you bring this guy out and he's at 4,000, any other dinosaurs that you banish, this one gains 1,000 for each of the next ones that are banished. So Had to go into detail with that one because it's a little confusing. 3, Megalo Smasher X. I'm not playing the bunny. I'll show you why later on. 2000 attack, really good. If you want to play Rescue Rabbit, play Rescue Rabbit. It's really good for this deck. But for those who, you know, either don't own a Rescue Rabbit or don't want to use Rescue Rabbit in this deck because they're either A, using it in another deck, or B, they just don't want to get a hold of this card, I will show you some methods of not using the rabbit. I don't have the rabbit in this deck, and it hasn't faced me at all, so yeah, think about that how you will. Triple Baby Ceratosaurus, double Petite Pteranodon. I don't like playing 3 Petite because of the effect. Baby Ceratosaurus and Petite have a similar effect, but a different payoff. If one of these cards are destroyed via effect or whatever, not effect, but if these cards are destroyed, yeah, via card effect, I'm sorry. This one, you get to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dinosaur type monster out on the field, and with this one, you get to special summon a level 4 or higher Dinosaur type monster out on the field, but that monster cannot attack. That's only for this one. These can attack, these cannot. So that's these are pretty much, I think these are your most essential cards, considering the fact that you have a lot of monsters that can destroy this card via effect. So yeah, if I were you guys, I would pick up a playset of this, and you might want to play a playset of Petite, but I don't play it. It's up to your own opinion. 1 Dracaleo. I only play 1 because you aren't really playing a lot of synchro monsters in this deck, being that it's just a budget deck. Yeah, its whole purpose is you don't want to draw into it. You don't want to search it and put it into your hand. What you want to do is get this out in the field via any other means to look up the card that's in our extra deck that I'm going to talk to you about later. Next, when it comes to our Kaijus, you're going to want to play 2 Dogron into 1 Gardala. I was skeptical about playing this card, but after I go over it, you're going to understand why I'm playing it. The card's pretty chill, it's pretty simple. They're Kaijus, you just sub out any card that they have on their side of the field for a Kaiju if you need to. And yeah, that's why I'm playing 3 of those. 1 Gofu. You can switch this card out if you want to, but I like, you know, just getting it out and having a free, you know, Deco Talker. So it's optional, but you don't need it. Next, we're going to go over our spells, and you're going to want to play 3 Fossil Dig. Looks for a level 6 or lower dinosaur. Add it to your hand. Really simple, really easy, really effective. Lost World, one of the best. Oh yeah, Lost World and Triple Terraforming. I really love Lost World. The effect is anything that's not a dino loses 500 attack, so that's already a -5 on anything that's not a dinosaur. Then if a dinosaur comes out onto the field once per turn, you get to add 1 direct egg token on your opponent's side of the field. It is a normal dino monster. It counts as a normal dino monster. And if that card would be destroyed, you can destroy something else in your deck instead, which would probably be one of the babies. If you want to just get rid of the card, of course you can get rid of it. But it's really good. It's really good, especially for like starting up plays. Like for example, with Oviraptor, you can like say it's like a little bit deep, like probably round 2, round 3. And you have like a decent board, and you just want to kind of like get some more stuff out there, you can destroy the egg to bring back another dino monster and use the egg effect to destroy something in your deck, preferably one of the babies, to bring out something else. So it's really good. You can probably you can go from 1 monster to 3 monsters pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. Double Evolution Pill. You take 1 dino and 1 non-dino, and you take those and you banish them, and you get to bring out 1 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Being that you're not really playing the bunnies, it doesn't really matter because usually those cards are getting banished anyways to get out your other dinosaurs, so you're going to be fine. This card always comes in clutch. Alright guys, so to replace the bunnies, or the rabbits I mean, Double Painful Decision. Pretty simple card. Send it to the grave. Look in your deck for 1 level 4 normal monster, add it to your hand, and send another one to the graveyard. Makes it easy for you to like banish off dinosaurs to either boost up your monsters or get out something like Ultimate Conductor and stuff like that. You get more dinos in your grave to banish off. You have other cards to bring them back, so it doesn't matter. DDR, pretty much you pick 1 banished monster, and you bring this out in the field as if you're playing Call of the Haunted, and then you put this card out there, you equip it, and you can bring back any monster you have that's like from like the banished zone, And when that card gets destroyed, instead of going to the banish zone, it goes straight to the graveyard. So you can bring out Miscellaneousaurus, bring it out into the field, have it get destroyed or something destroys it, or get it off the field like any way you can, send it to the graveyard. Use its effect again to banish off more dinos. It'll be as if you have extra miscs, or you can use it to use anything else. Just in case you just need to get out of a rut, these are there for you. One uninterrupted kaiju slumber. That's why we're playing the kaijus. You bomb the field pretty much. Put out kaijus. There you go. Burial, just to bring back some dinos to go in and do some other stuff. Just another way for you to use Miscellaneousaurus. Makes it to where you have at least 4 ways to get to use Miscellaneousaurus' effect instead of just using it for 1. And last but not least, triple Survivors In. I don't really like the card, but it does help. Okay, so any normal time monster you have on the field, right? You can destroy that card, and you can go into your deck, look for one level 4 monster with an effect, and bring that one out instead. So you pretty much swap them out. And when this card is in the graveyard, you can banish this card, destroy 1 monster on your side of the field, and destroy 1 monster on your opponent's side. But the monster on this side has to be a dino. Alright guys, going over our side deck now, with the exception of maybe like 1, 2, or maybe even 3 cards. Most of these cards are like either $1 or less. So let's get into it, right? You can play double Logia. You're playing double because you can only use the effect once. And the effect is, and I'll read it off to you because I honestly don't remember. I haven't played this deck in a little bit since Yugioh Pro. And it's during either player's turn when a monster would be normal or special summoned, or a spell or trap card would be activated. You can discard 2 materials, negate the activation, and destroy the card or the summon. So really good, negates a lot of stuff. Next, 1 Dolka. You can play 2 if you want to. I originally had 2, but I might take off 1, mainly because you can use the effect twice. But if you want to, you can add 2. It's pretty cheap now. But the effect is when a monster would use an effect or whatever, you can attach 1, negate the activation, and destroy the monster. Really good. Really, really simple. The double Gagaga, always in all my decks. I have Samurai and Cowboy, depending on the situation for game. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Castel, and going into our links, 1 Proxy, 1 Misc, 1 Decode. Making it as cheap as I can possibly make it. Decode is, you know, not super expensive. Like an ordinary Decode is like $5, but there's a new not ultra, but a new secret, and it's like super expensive. But I wouldn't try to go for it anyways. The 1 Synchro Trish, really easy to get out. I recommend you get it because it got reprinted, and it's pretty easy to get a hold of. So if I were you, I'd get a hold of that card. And of course, you want tokens. Usually if you get the, so if you go out and you buy yourself the structure decks, you'll have direct egg tokens, but I just got rid of those egg tokens and just put these in instead as my tokens, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much the deck. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. I'm sorry if this sounds a little rushed or if this sounds a little sloppy. I do have a stutter, my bad. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.